Hey guys, welcome back to yet another deck profile on Camp TCG. Today we got a pretty special one, and it's Drytron's competitive deck today. We haven't really uploaded competitive decks except like strikers and First World because they're doing pretty good right now, but that was forever ago. So now we're just doing a relevant meta deck right now that can win you tournaments and stuff if you're really good with it. So I'll go into some depth on what the cards do. And I could do a combo video and a separate video if you guys want that. If you do, drop a comment down below. Really love this deck. I played it back when Ben 10 was at 3. And then when Ben 10 got hit to 1 and I heard about the Diviner, the Herald, and Moo Beta Fafnir coming out, I just stopped playing it. I was like, I really don't want to spend that much money on the deck again, so I'm just going to sell it. So I sold it. And then decided, hey, maybe they're not too much money. I'll just, get my hands on one that someone's selling. So did that, and here we are. So anyways, let's get into the deck. I really love this deck. 43 card main deck, 15 card extra deck, 15 card side deck. Yeah, let's get started. So first we run 3 Moo Beta Fafnir. Or not Moo Beta Fafnir, Alpha Thuban, my bad. Was just thinking of that card because I brought it up. Basically, every single Drytron monster has a unique effect where they tribute a Drytron monster or a ritual monster from hand or field, and then they special summon themselves. But you tribute a monster. So when they're special summoned by tributing a monster, they get an effect. This one adds a ritual monster from deck to hand. So this is your main starter. You want to get that out to search Ben 10. Next, we got 3 Zeta Alba. This one does the same thing. Every Drytron monster has a unique effect where they, tribute a monster to special summon themselves on the field. And then this one searches the ritual spell, which is very good. So that's your other main Drytron monster. And then we just run 2 others. We run 2 Gamma. Gamma's really good because it's basically a monster reborn. So you reborn your monsters. So when it's tribute summoned, well, special summoned, you special summon the Drytron monster from your graveyard. So it's really nice. It's just a monster reborn for Drytrons. And then just 1 Delta Atlas. Basically, what this one does is when it's special summoned by tributing, it basically lets you reveal a ritual spell or a ritual monster in hand, and you get a draw card. So just, get into your deck, and get some cards in your hand. That's it for the Drytron monsters. Next we run 3 Diviner, the Herald. Oh boy, this card is insane. So basically what this card does is when it's normal special summon, you can send 1 fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Now, you got cards like Herald of the Arclight, you got cards like Eva, you got cards that do stuff in grave. This card's insane. Like, literally this card made this deck meta again because it's just broken. Because more searches, and more stuff. And then we run 3 orange lights, pretty basic, just to make it so Herald of Ultimateness is a lot more powerful, basically. And then we run 2 Eva. Basically what Eva does is when it's sent to graveyard, you can add 2 fairies. You can banish 2 light fairies from your graveyard and then add 2 level 2 or lower fairies. So usually doing that with Herald of Ultimateness is really good, because Herald of Ultimateness is honestly broken. And then that's it for the main monsters. And then just for the ritual monsters, we run Ben 10, Natasha, and Editon. Editon for the level, because we run Beatrice in this deck. Ben 10 is broken when it's, tributed. Not once per turn. You can add a light fairy. And then Natasha's just kind of here basically for a name and to take control of a monster when it's in grave and stuff. And then that's it for the, well, not yet. Herald of Ultimatus, Meteorus Draconis, and I'm trying this right now. Mainly trying this because I don't have an extra copy of the ritual spell, because you kind of want to run 2 to maximize this deck, but I only have 1 at the moment. So this one just negates basically everything, just 2 big body beaters on board. And then for hand traps, we just run, basic 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler wouldn't be in here if I had Imperm. If you have Infinite Impermanence, run that instead. This is just taking its place. And then next, we just run 1 Lancia, because it's searchable. It's a light berry. We side deck 2 others in the side deck just in case if we are facing a deck that, relies on banishing a lot. But this is just in here because it's searchable. And then that's it for the monster lineup. Next for the spells, we have 3 Drytron Nova. This one special summons a Drytron monster from the deck. It's pretty good. Basically, you want to do that, special summon Alpha, link it into Link Rabo, and then you can use its effect engrave and stuff. So, pretty good. And then next we got 2 Fafnir. When activated, this one searches a Drytron monster. Pretty good. Just in case if you don't have Drytron monsters in your hand, you can, search another one. Just in case. Like, the thing about this deck is that it has a lot of search power and grind game. That's why it's so good. And you can set up like Herald of Ultimateness with like 5 Omni negates and, like an Apo and stuff like that. And it's just broken. Because like going first, you want to like, set up like a, oh, okay, I'm not going to let my opponent play the game at all type of board. And then for, going second, you kind of just want to OTK your opponent with, OTK potential cards. So next we run 3 Cyber Emergency. This one literally just searches any Drytron monster as well. Like I said, this card has a lot of search capability. You search your Drytron monsters like no matter what. There's only been a few times where my hand is just so bad, I have to like pass literally on nothing or scoop because it's that bad. But most of the time, I'm getting really good hands. It doesn't matter. 2 preparation of rites. This one's really good. It searches, ritual monster and then adds a ritual spell from the grave if you can. So you revive your ritual spell. Speaking of the ritual spell, Meteorus Drytron. Broken card. I need 2 of them, but I haven't really been able to find anyone that has one, so I might just have to order it, but it just depends if I can or not. And then just the last 2 cards in the deck, A Call by the Grave and Monster Reborn. I think Monster Reborn is still a very, very good card. I don't get why a lot of people don't run this card. Literally special summon a monster from either player's graveyard. So, but if I do get my hands on another Meteorus Drytron, this is probably coming out because Called by the Grave is still really good. That's it for the main deck, 43 card main deck. Now on to the extra deck. We have, for the links, 2 Link Rabo. You just link any of your Drytron monsters into Link Rabo and then kind of just start your combos from there. Because Drytron monsters can also be special summoned from the grave with their effects. So it's really good. Just kind of getting that Drytron off the field. Next for links, it's Herald of Mirage Lights and IP Masquerena. IP for Appaloosa on your opponent's turn. And Mirage Lights is basically another Herald of Ultimateness, but just for spell and traps. And when it's destroyed by an opponent's card and sent, well, not even when it's destroyed, it's just when it's sent by an opponent's card to the graveyard, you can add rituals and ritual spells. So that's why a lot of people use that, because it's just more searches. And then next we have a Nightmare Unicorn, an Appaloosa Bow the Goddess, and a Axis Code Talker. Axis Code broken, Appaloosa is just more negates. Unicorn might come out for an upcoming card that I need to talk about. And then for the XYZs, we have 2 Mu Beta Fafnir. Basically what this card does is when it's XC summoned, you can send a Drytron card from your deck to your grave, and then when you ritual summon, you can use materials instead, which is broken. And then his other effect is actually when you have a Drytron ritual spell, or when you have a Drytron ritual monster on the field, or no, a machine ritual monster, you can detach one material from this card, negate it, and if you did destroy it, like when your opponent activates a card effect. So that's really good, but it only comes up sometimes because you need the Meteorus Draconis on a field, which is the ritual monster. But I never really go into it. It just happens sometimes when my hand's like kind of bad, like, okay, I gotta, you know, go into this, deal some damage. Then one, I don't even want to butcher the name, honestly, Fucko. Everyone calls it that. I don't have a Zeus. Which is the card, which Unicorn would be taken out for Zeus. Run Zeus, because this card makes it so you can just main phase, you know, attack, main phase 2, overlay into Zeus. This is why this card is in here. I don't know why I'm still keeping it in there. I just don't even have my hands on a Zeus yet, but I will get my hands on a Zeus eventually. But yeah, I would take out Unicorn for Zeus, because Zeus is still really good in the meta. And then one, Beatrice. Beatrice is good because you detach a material and send literally a card from the deck to the grave. I think it's just a monster, but yeah. So it's just more, you know, like, oh, send Eva from deck to grave. Eva search 2 fairies, you know. So just more searches. And then Synchros, we're on 2 Arclights. Arclight's really good because you send it off of Diviner the Herald and then get either a ritual monster or a ritual spell from deck to hand. So that's kind of why you run 2 ritual spells, because you're going to send, most of the time you're just sending this off of Diviner of the Herald, and then you can just search another ritual spell, because the ritual spell has an effect in the grave where you can make a Drytron monster on the field, lose 1,000 attack, and then add it back to hand, but that effect is only once per turn. So that's why you want to, like, you know, have extra copies of the ritual spell, just in case, if you want to, like, ritual summon more than just twice per turn. So that's basically why you run it. One Black Rose Dragon. This card has come up a few times. It's really cool when it does, because this one Drytron monster and just Diviner of the Herald makes this, because Diviner of the Herald, when it sends a monster or a fairy from deck or extra deck to the grave, it gains its level. So, you know, 6 and 1, 7, Black Rose Dragon, blow up the field and revive all your cards, because you have revive potential. You can literally blow up your entire field and still make a really decent board. So Black Rose is really good in this deck. And then just one Entis, because if we do decide to just send Entis off of Diviner or the Herald, just to at least pop a card, it's good. And then that's it for the extra deck, 15 card extra deck. I'll show the side deck just to kind of show you what my preferences, what my locals are like. Most of the time I don't even really ever side deck, because there's so much cards in this deck that it's just like there's so much cards that I don't want to take out of this deck. Like maybe Effect Veiler, but there's been times where I take out Effect Veiler for something, and the something that I put in never even comes up. Like, I might as well just keep it the way it is, but I have a side deck just in case if it ever does come up. So 3 Droll and Lockbird. Droll and Lockbird's really good in this meta. Stops Drytron, stops, you know, a lot of decks that search cards. 3 Contact C. If you don't know what this card does, basically, when your opponent normal special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position. If this card's this card's controller cannot fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link summon unless they use this card as material. That stops a lot of decks. Like, they have to use this for material for a link. Like, link summon, most likely they're going to be able to link this off into something. Sometimes no. And most of the time for, you know, an XYZ summon or even a fusion summon, because it's an earth insect. What, you know, like, this card's honestly insane. It's come up a lot when I used to play dinosaurs. I went to a few tournaments and, you know, they would summon a monster. I place this on their field and they would just usually pass because they can't do anything. They can't go into their monsters because their deck highly relies on their archetype to be able to extra deck summon. And then just the 2 Lancia, because we already have one in the deck. This is side decked because it's just in case if they're playing like say Tri-Brigade or something and they want to banish a lot of cards, and I honestly like really want to see this card guaranteed. Like I know I can search it, but I'd rather search other I would rather search my cards that you know give me the potential to win and make it so I can set up a better board. I don't want to just like search Lancia and then like pass on like something like a lame board, because not all the time Lancia is just gonna end games, So 2 Lancia, and then 2 Twin Twisters and a Harpy's Feather Duster, because back row sucks. Eldritch is a thing. You want to get rid of those back rows. And then, a lot of stun decks are around too, so at least at my locals. I don't know what it's like really anywhere else, but 2 Twin Twisters, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster is what I like. In my opinion, Twin Twisters is the better one of MST, Cosmic Cyclone, and Twin Twisters because you discard a card and destroy up to 2. So it's still really good. I like it. I don't really like paying a life points and then just banish one. It's just my opinion. You can run whatever one you want. You can run MST, you can run Cosmic Cyclone, you can run Twin Twisters. In my preference, though, I just like Twin Twisters because it discards a card, and sometimes cards in graveyards is busted. And then just 2 Judgment because Judgment's really good. Paying half your life points isn't that big of a deal, especially when you're not at 8,000. Say that you're at like 2,000. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just Judgment, pay 1,000, and negate like anything. So 2 Judgment. That's basically it for the deck profile. Not really else much to say. Been really enjoying this deck. I hope that I can get my hands on a Zeus and stuff, because once I get my hands on a Zeus, I'll win a lot more games for sure. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, and comment what you want next. We do deck profiles, combo videos, and duel videos. We haven't uploaded any combo videos yet because we really haven't been getting those requests yet. And most of the time when people watch deck profiles, they just, want to build a deck. They don't ever really want to watch combo videos sometimes. So just let us know if you want to see that so we can upload it. But yeah, see ya.